everyone, my name is Mavis, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. We talk about finances with the context of Uganda, and today I'd love to talk about one of those things that we usually hear about from a different angle, usually in leadership, but today I'd like to utilize it while talking about personal finance. And our topic today is goal setting. Basically, why goal setting is indispensable in each person's financial journey. All right, I think let's get into it. So, I recently attended a financial literacy training. It's for one of the groups that I belong to, a circle to be exact. And the trainer for the training, funny trainer for training. Well. He talks about some of the most important things that should be put in place when we are on our or starting a journey of financial independence. And he said we usually talk about saving, but saving without a destination or a goal in mind is almost useless. And I think I agreed with him. So he gave the three parameters that has to be there. He said, before you start out on your journey as a saver, you need to determine what is the end goal. What is that thing that I'm trying to achieve by putting this money aside? And that will then determine how you're going to do it, how much. So you need to determine the goal, then you determine the period of time that you're going to achieve this goal, and then you can now break down what that looks like in order to reach that goal. And so I'd like to give a personal experience. So I've been working for about 8 years now, and I realized that from the start of my career, I always had an idea that I need to save, and without even having some sort of order, I would put aside some money every other time. Not consistent, not the amount would never be determined, but I would save consistently for about maybe 3 months, 5 months, and then I feel like buying a phone, and then I spend all the savings and buy the phone, and then life continues. Then I continue again, I save. Then someone has a problem, like, oh, would you please lend me? And then I lend it out, and then I'm back to zero. And I felt like I kept being in that cycle for such a long time. And this idea of goal setting was a life changer for me, because it then made it clear that I'm not just saving because it's good to save. It is good to save, but if you save without a goal, you end up saving and then using your savings for things that you never planned, and then you're back at zero. You're back at you're back where you started. And I feel like many times it's difficult to have let's say one goal, because there are many things that we require in life, and some of which can be phased. So it could be you have short-term needs, there are medium-term goals, and also long-term goals. I think one of those that keeps coming out in different financial literacy trainings or programs is, let's save for retirement. But what about in between the journey before retirement? What happens? For example, if I just come out of school and I don't have a house, I don't have a car, can I save for retirement? And my opinion or idea is yes, you can. You can phase out the goals towards which you're trying to save, and those goals will then determine the different places where you're going to do the saving. So let's give an example. So I'm trying to save up maybe for life and retirement. So I can say that, well, for retirement, I need about maybe 20 years from when I start working to reach there. So I can break it down and say, all right, towards retirement, I'll be putting aside maybe 100,000 every month towards that goal. And then for land, because I need it sooner, I can say, for land, maybe I'm going to save up for 5 years, and maybe I need 50 million Uganda shillings to buy that piece of land. So I'll put aside, let's say, 800,000 towards that goal. And so you're able to then break down all the different goals and say, okay, these are the 3 things that I'm dealing with, and then you get on that journey, have a plan to say, this is where I'm headed. Sometimes you may reach there sooner, or you may find a few detours along the way, but goal setting cannot be taken out of the picture if you're going to be successful in your financial journey. I'd like to hear from you. Have you had similar experiences like me of save, and then eat all your savings in one go? Or save, and then just withdraw everything and just buy that TV or that, I don't know what you buy with your monies. And do you actually have goals, financial goals that you're trying to achieve? What has been your experience like? Is it easy to keep consistent? What are the things that you've put in place to help you stay on course? Because usually as you're starting out, you're excited, but the fire can tend to wane along the way. And which products or which things, measures are you using to make sure that you stay on course? I'd like to hear your views on this topic, so please make sure that you comment, you like and subscribe, and let's keep this conversation going. All right, happy saving everyone. Bye bye.